Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
Giant loser and Vice President Kamala Harris's advisors are preparing for her potential post-presidential role. I don't know if that's really true. It's more of a post-vice presidential role. While navigating significant challenges, Harris is focusing on her campaign issues like middle-class advocacy and abortion rights, while distancing herself from Joe Biden. It's like this thing, it reads like she won the election. She did not. She lost. She has a transition team? What is this? And it's so funny to see this, but she is such a loser that they're selling, hey, maybe she'll stay and run some more. And everyone's saying, please do. At least that's what Republicans are saying. Democrats are saying, please don't.
Number 6.
Some United States agricultural groups, alongside some Democratic lawmakers, are expressing strong opposition to mass deportations of undocumented workers due to the reliance the farming industry has on illegal immigrant labor, much like slave owners did during the pre-Civil War days. But sure, yeah, I mean, if that's who you want to be, I guess go for that. That's nice. These groups emphasize that nearly half of hired crop workers in the U.S. lack legal immigration status, meaning they're illegal, and their removal could result in severe labor shortages, higher food prices, and economic losses of $600 billion annually. Advocates for reform argue that comprehensive immigration policies that provide pathways to legal citizenship for these essential workers, stressing that those measures they could support both the agricultural sector and the broader economy. Let me just tell you something. It's not the people picking the crops that they're going after. It's the others. The other ones.
Number 5.
Getting beat by teams that you should stop is profitable, as the SEC has decided to hook Alabama up with some pretty big amounts of money after they've been beaten by some teams that they should have beat. Recently, the $200,000 fine that the University of Oklahoma is going to have to pay is going to Alabama because that's the new policy of the SEC. You upset Alabama, you storm the field, Alabama gets money from you. This policy, updated in 2023, directs fines from violations to the opposing institution to deter such incidents and prioritize safety. When's the last time Alabama stormed the field? Ever? Never? Okay, just checking. With other schools like Vanderbilt and Arkansas also penalized for similar celebrations and major upsets, Alabama's received $400,000 in such fines as the beneficiary of these incidents. By the way, they're still going to make the playoff. I know a lot of people don't believe me, but they're still going to make the playoff.
Number 4.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents are very happy right now with the selections of former acting ICE Director Thomas Holman and South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, who have been chosen to lead key immigration initiatives for the president-elect Donald Trump and his presidency. Holman and Noem will be focusing on bolstering deportation efforts and stricter border enforcement, and the National ICE Council has expressed strong support for these appointments, citing their track records in alignment with the Trump immigration policies. These moves aim to produce produce deportations and prioritize enforcement while establishing a robust immigration framework as central pillars of the Trump campaign strategy. And I think that's it. And the campaign is over, and now it's the administration strategy to put some of these people out.
Number 3.
Federal charges against Donald Trump related to the January 6th Capitol riot and classified documents were dismissed after requests from the special counsel Jack Smith following legal setbacks and the Supreme Court affirming presidential immunity. This is number 3 for a reason, by the way. And this is a foregone conclusion. We can talk about the $50 million they spent prosecuting Trump and what they ended up with, which is nothing. But Trump celebrated the end of these cases, describing them as politically motivated, which they were, and a waste of taxpayer money, which they were, and pledged to end the weaponization of the justice system. I'm not so sure that's what's going to happen here. In fact, I think the justice system might get weaponized in just a different way. But you know what? Reap the whirlwind, guys. That's exactly what you knew was going to happen. If you come for the king, you best not miss. And they missed. And now they're handing him the weapon they tried to shoot him with. Gonna be good. Gonna be good.
Number 2.
U.S. Representative Jerry Carl, a Republican out of Mobile, warns the media and their Democrats better get ready for what's coming during the Trump administration. He also expressed optimism about President-elect Donald Trump's plans for his first 90 days, calling it potentially a, quote, head spinner, end quote, for political observers. Carl anticipates that Trump's initial actions will focus on rolling back Biden administration's policies and implementing bold changes that align with his conservative priorities. He emphasized that these early moves would likely aim to address key Republican concerns, including immigration, energy, and economic policies. He called him a head spinner, and they may very well be a head spinner, but understand this. He told you what he was going to do. All this freaking out that you're seeing about immigration and trade and all this other stuff, he told you exactly what he was going to do. You shouldn't be surprised by any of this.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
And this is the number 1 thing you should be talking about today, because the impact on this could be real, and it could be real very, very quick. For years, Republicans and conservatives have been free trade. That era is over because the cheerleading for tariffs is here. 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, 10% on goods from China. He cites concerns over illegal immigration, drug trafficking, and trade imbalances. He is saying that we want fair trade, not free trade. That's what he's doing here. He has completely turned American politics on their head. Is this real, or is it a negotiating ploy? That's the question. These tariffs set to be enacted on the first day in office aim to pressure trading partners into renegotiating trade deals, particularly NAFTA. Critics, which again, we've already done this, critics caution that such moves could provoke retaliatory actions, disrupt global supply chains, and increase costs for American consumers and businesses. So you're seeing a lot of the media saying, you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get what you deserve. You're going to strain diplomatic relations. You're going to get what you deserve. At least the price of eggs will be cheaper. No, it won't. It'll be more expensive. I told people this during the election, and I will repeat it to them now. The price of eggs was never coming down. Okay? It is going to go up less slowly. That's what the American people are going for. And if you didn't view it that way, I don't know what to tell you. But the only people I see complaining about the tariffs are people who hated Trump from the very beginning. It's nobody who saw Trump run for office and said, I'm voting for that guy, is out there screaming about these tariffs. They're just not doing it. They know it's a negotiating ploy. They know that he is trying to get some form of trade rectification. I don't know how you would best say this, but he is trying to realign the trade world. And when that world is broken and working against the American people, you have to have somebody who's going to get out there and fight for the American people. Now, whether or not this works, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But the idea that Donald Trump is out there trying to make the price of things go up and stuff like that, no. He doesn't want to put these things in place. He does not want to do that. Instead, what he wants to do is he wants to make sure that this does not happen. That's what he wants. He wants to make sure that this does not happen. He is throwing out an opportunity for our trade partners to say, okay, this is a bad idea. We don't want to do this. We want to fix this. That's what he's saying to them. Now, whether or not they go along with it, I don't know the answer to that question. But that's what this is. We got a lot to get into, a lot to break down when it comes to this. Keep it locked right here on WVNN.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.